Yo, 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 what's going on? This is the NRW where nerds rule the world. It's your boy, Kuyapi, and I'm here with the one, the only, Heather Hertz. How are you, Heather?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. It is the second week of October, getting into that fall fever, that Halloween mode. Have you started decorating yet?
Well, I've been decorated.
Of course.
It's
Once the
it's
spirit
it's
Halloween opens up, you're decorating, right?
it's been Halloween since July 5th.
I love it. I love it.
How about
So
you? Have you finished decorating yet?
the
You have a
plan was
lot.
to start this weekend, but didn't get to it because of just a million and one things with life and family. But probably gonna start. I need to bust out the gear, get it all together. I kind of was thinking I was gonna put Pennywise, my life size Pennywise, off in this corner to just Halloween it up when I do these recordings, and maybe add a couple of others just to Halloween it up during this time of year. And yeah, and just get the rest of the house. We do a whole cemetery out front. I bought a bunch of masks since last Halloween. I've got some killer clowns from outer space
Oh yeah.
that I've built. Also, like I get like those tubes, those plastic tubes, and build out skeletons, and then put the costumes over those skeletons. So I have life size monsters in front of my house and stuff. I go all out. Halloween is my time. So fun time of the year, and always looking at Spirit Halloween to figure out what I want to do. But yeah, exciting, fun time. But yeah, so just into this fall spirit. The weather's getting colder, but I'm trying to keep the mood up. A lot of people say they get depressed during when the temperatures change, but I don't know. I quite enjoy it.
It's the best time of year. It's the most
Yeah.
important time of year.
So outside of that, as we always do every weekly, Heather, what are you watching and enjoying, and or hating, or just like, ugh, why did I even waste this half hour, or even give it 7 minutes? Like last, you weren't here last week when I
No,
recorded
I wasn't
with
here last week.
Glenn. Glenn was talking trash about Quantum Leap, and I was like, Patrick, you hyped it all up. I heard what y'all have been saying. I was super excited, but I gave it 7 minutes, and then I was just done. I just can't. How
Seven
can you
minutes?
like this show? I'm like, bro, if you only gave it 7 minutes and not the entire time span, I can't hear you. You didn't watch the whole thing enough in order to judge it accurately. So he was talking trash, by the way.
I can. We've been getting a lot of comments. Actually, it's of all of the videos, even at the view count. We've been getting a lot of comments on that video.
Yeah, which
not,
is weird.
A lot is subjective, but it's one of those where you have every right to your opinion, and we have every right to ours. We enjoyed it. Have you been keeping up with the show?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I can
It's
say
not
that I
great,
do.
but it's not terrible.
No.
I've actually been enjoying it. Because I've been, it has the spirit of Quantum Leap
Mm-hmm.
in every way.
I do have some concerns about the continuation of the series. I kind of think it isn't going to get picked up for season 2. I won't say I agree. It's not the best show in the world, but you know what? If you go into it just wanting to have fun, you are going to have fun with the show.
Yeah.
If you go into it as someone who uses slurs in the comments, you are going to be a racist bigot no matter what you are.
Yeah. Real talk there.
But if you give it a try, you need to give it a try. I think there was one guy, he left like 5 messages, like an entire freaking essay on our videos. He went in and he legitimately tried to watch the show. He did not like it. And you know what, dude? All the power to you, man. You tried at least. Good for you for at least trying.
Yeah. Yeah. In regards to what you were saying, I saw the guy with the slurs that I wanted to talk. I wanted to go in on, but I didn't. I just, you know what? There's going to be those people. So, and you're not going to win. You don't want to go to war with those guys because you're not going to win, because you can't change idiots. And I'm not going to even try. But I will say, in regards to our lead, he made a slur in regards to him being Asian. F him on that shit, whatever. But what I will say about my Asian brother, he isn't charismatic. My problem with him, he's not very charismatic. He's no Scott Bakula, but at the same time, to be offended or talk shit about him because he's Asian, that really pisses me off. Yes, he has no charisma, That's my problem. The brother has no charisma. I wanted him to have some charisma, but it really hasn't picked up. I still not.
No,
Again, I think the whole setup to go into the plot of the film, the whole setup of him changing the code or whatever, and everybody else having to figure out now, kind of makes him unlikable out the gate now. And then like, what the fuck? Like that's why I'm like, this. It kind of ruins it in a way, especially if we're to continue on from here after this season. Like they got to bring him back towards the end of the season, and like, how are they going to flip it? And continuing on, because that's the whole thing about this show. But him having some underlying thing with it seems, I don't know, you make him kind of unlikable out the gate in different ways, and with his fiance and all that, and just, but the charisma factor is there, but the racism nod that people are putting out there just pisses me off and is annoying as fuck. But excuse my language, I apologize. But yeah, anyway. Glenn got me back on Quantum Leap, but I'm happy that you're here, because I was like just trying to shut him down. I'm like, I'm not Glenn. I can't go into it when you didn't watch the entire episode.
No, you need to at least give it, even if you don't want to be like us and you don't want to give it the 3 episodes. Like I've now, we were lucky. We got a notice about the 3rd episode. We got to watch it a little bit ahead of time, and like, I wish I could say that I have the same spirit for it that I did in the 1st episode. I really do. But the thing is that I gave it 3. And one of the great things about giving it 3 is whether you like it or not, you are giving a story a long enough period of time where you can truly let it sink in. The first one, I went in really excited. As the story has gone on, I've kind of lost some of that passion, and that's okay. We gave it 3. We gave it a legitimate try. 7 minutes. Glenn, I love you, but that is not enough time. And you always know, Kuya, that if you need someone to get on a soapbox about racist assholes,
especially from someone who doesn't.
I've got no problem. I've never done it before on a single episode of our series.
Yeah. I am mad curious where the episode, as of this recording, we're recording it on Monday where the episodes drop. I'm curious for tonight's episode, because we're gonna finally see him in the body of a female. He hasn't stepped into a body of a female yet, so I'm interested in how that dynamic is. I always found that interesting, because of, especially back then when it was out, and how different that wood is, and learning the female psyche, male psyche, all these differences that we have. I always found that interesting, and to that knowledge. So curious how they're gonna play that off with this episode tonight. Yeah. So anyway, beyond that, what else are you watching, loving, or hating?
I've actually been like super, super busy with school. My husband and I are actually on a staycation, so I was trying to catch up with everything prior to just life in general. If you haven't watched it, watch our review of Werewolf by Night. I can't stop talking about it. I love it. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorites forever. I got to watch something that we will talk about later. Technically, we can't do a full review on it, but we'll talk about it in the list today. Other than that, we're watching anime. There is a crap ton of anime dropping this week, people. For the past couple weeks, My Hero Academia is back. Chainsaw Man, as of the recording, one of the most anticipated series of probably the 2000s so far is Chainsaw Man. That drops tomorrow as of this recording. The final season of Bleach drops this week. Spy Family is back. We literally got a little bit of everything. And for those of you who are like me and my husband, the tickets for One Piece Red, which took over Times Square during New York Comic Con. The tickets are available for the national release on November 4th, so make sure that you get your tickets. What about you, Kuya?
That just got me thinking. We need to do NRWeeb, NRW EEB, WEEB, NRW. We need to have an anime show. Because there's so many animes that are coming out all the time. We need to give it the proper love, because there's just so much, and I know there's a lot of dedicated fans. So we can see if we can't set something like that up. I'd love to have that on the NRW. So hey, if you're watching this and you want to get down with the team, I'd love to have that as part of our list of pod shows that we do on the channel.
We can get your kiddo in finally. We can get her in, and we can.
Hey,
do it. Her and I can talk anime.
Get her to sit still enough. That's the ticket. That's the ticket. there was a thought I had in all of that, but it's now escaping me that I wanted to mention. But now I'm trying to find it again, but I don't think I can get it. What am I watching? Acapulco. Season 2 of Acapulco drops October 21st on Apple TV. The first season's available right now on Apple TV, but season 2 will come out, as I said, on the 21st with the first 2 episodes. There's 10 episodes a season, so the next 8 episodes will continue onward into December. But I had been hearing a lot of love about this series on Apple TV. Critically acclaimed, one of the best reviewed on Rotten Tomatoes. Everybody gives it a lot of love. And only reason I kind of finally jumped onto it is I got the opportunity to talk to the showrunner. I spoke with him this morning as of this recording. He also is the showrunner, creator of Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
So good. So much fun.
Now, because I'm a fan of his and after having watched Acapulco, I want to go check that out now. Like, he has a lot of heart and his characters are great. Really well done. So I'm a fan. Shout out to Austin Winsberg. Great guy. Great conversation. Check out that interview this week on the channel. But just, yes, Acapulco. I binged it the other day in preparation for the interview, along with the whole second season that I got in advance. So that was really cool. And I'm straight up addicted. Like season 3 now for me can't come fast enough because I've binged it all already. It's so good. To me, one of the best representational episodes. Handles representation so well on TV. Bilingual show. Like when they're on this resort that these characters work at, there's English being spoken because it's even noted in the show. We have to speak English for the English guests that come in. But then when they're like in real scenes where they would be speaking their specific language, they're speaking their language, not speaking English, in that arena of time as well. So it's very real, on how culturally it would go about in real life. And just their cast of characters on this are so well casted. They each have their moments to shine. I cannot speak it up enough. So good. Acapulco. In brief, this rich man is talking about his past life. It's based on how to be a Latin lover or something like that.
Yeah. I watched the first episode. I didn't watch. I need to finish it. It's
so
random good. Tagging. It's real good, people.
It's real good. So good. So yeah, based on that, a book, How to Be a Latin Lover. It was also a film, but now this series kind of just, this rich guy goes back to remember his youth. He's detailing it to his nephew. And so it goes back and forth between current time and the past, and just is handled brilliantly and beautifully and culturally. And it's just a fun show, and it well deserves all the accolades it's received. So good. Check out the brand new season when it drops on October 21st, and check out the last season that I'm gushing about. But yeah, it instantly, I was hooked. And very quick to digest too. There's only like 30-minute episodes, 10 episode season. So it was really quick to watch the first season in one quick day. And then for me, the second season as well. Just so good. So yeah, really love that. Reservation Dogs is finally over, but also sad about that. So good. That finale episode had me crying. The episode before that had me crying with just like this special scene where, where your elders are always with you. Everyone that we've lost is always with you. Another culturally amazing show for our indigenous population, and native population. Just so well done on that show, Reservation Dogs, but Acapulco as well. Can't think of anything bad. And when I said that last week as well, that's where we got into the whole conversation with Glenn. He was like, really? You can't leap to it? Like, Glenn, I hate you right now. Stop. Because he wanted to go talking more trash about Quantum Leap. But anyway, I'm still watching that. Again, I'm looking forward to tonight's episode, but it's okay. It's not great, but I'm watching it. Oh, you know what I do want to comment on before we turn over, Heather? Because sure. I know you're a wrestling fan. Shout out to the Acclaimed, our new tag team champions. and also what they're doing with WWE with some returns that happened over the weekend, Extreme Rules. How are you feeling about wrestling real quick? I know this ain't the wrestling show, but we don't have our wrestling show yet.
We've been talking about doing a wrestling show and even getting potentially getting my husband on
getting Joe and other people involved. Yeah, we need to do that too. We need NRW wrestling and we need NR Weeb.
I know. I miss Joe. Hi Joe, miss you. Haven't seen you in far too long. I actually am really behind. I just want to make an official. Yes, I only got to see part of. Just basically, I'm just so busy. I don't get to watch it. The unfortunate thing, but for people, I'm going to turn this into a sales pitch. For those of you who think that wrestling is still pretty lame, you just don't understand the hype. One of the really great things about wrestling is that there's a story to it. There's an entire story. You get to watch it as it goes on. And so it actually is really unfortunate for those of us who are fans who have to miss weeks for any reason or another. And like you come in and you're like, what the fuck happened? The only thing I can definitely confirm with all of the news, though, is that my sexuality is and always will be Finn Balor.
That is yeah. I like his look. Oh, did you see Extreme Rules?
Yeah, his new cut. What the fuck is he wearing?
That you didn't like the mask?
No, I love the mask. I love him. He could walk out. He could walk out completely clothed in like cement, and I'd be like, that is the greatest looking cement on. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, if I could have that body, yeah.
Right.
The man's chiseled.
He is the demon, so
the demon. that mask is dope. That mask is freaking dope. But man, yeah. So a lot of good stuff happening with wrestling right now. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan. Now that Vince McMahon is out of that bitch. So long, don't come back. But all right, let's keep it moving. We'll save that wrestling talk to when we finally have a wrestling show. We'll make that happen, and we need an anime show too. Things I need to get on if I can find the time.
Sure, when we have the time.
All right, let's rock and roll, Heather. What you got to
Oh pick? No, we lost you, Patrick. We lost you. Your voice.
I'm here.
Oh, okay, there you are.
I'm here. So what do we got to pick this week?
Oh, right. That's me. I'm doing it. Okay. All right. So about that time that I don't ever sit on soapboxes, we are not officially going to make this an official first pick, but we do want to make sure a shout out, especially on a day like today. Once again, even though this isn't released today, on this day is Indigenous Peoples Day. It is not that asshat who decided to murder millions of people's day. It is Indigenous Peoples Day. Please make sure that you are going out, you are learning, you are reading the stories of the Indigenous peoples of North and South America. Incredible stories, incredible creatives. Go out and find something. Read a book by an Indigenous person. Go buy something. There's lots of great Indigenous creatives on Etsy and online doing digital work. Watch a show featuring Indigenous peoples. They deserve us learning about their history. And that goes into the film that we just want to give a small shout out to. Till is out this week. For emotional reasons, we are not going to do a reaction. Go check our previous videos. We did do a react to the original trailer, but Till is out this week. This is a shout out primarily to people, once again, that look like me. We need to learn more stories of people of color, the trials, the tribulations, the things that were whitewashed and romanticized over. People are still dying. People of color are still dying. Indigenous peoples are still dying. And the only way for us to truly understand is to learn and to do better. So for those of you who do not know the story of Emmett Till, please go learn about it. If you do not know if you will be able to emotionally handle, and please sidestep, please make sure you respect those people of color who do not want to talk about the film. But for those of you who do not know about it, please go read and learn about Emmett Till's story. It is heartbreaking, but a truth that we need to know better. So stepping off my soapbox, just to say. All right, moving on to the good, to the a little bit happier things. Let's talk about Doctor Who I Am.
This is the best place to drown your sorrows. You know, 3,000 Whovians and lots and lots of booze.
Ah, the American fans. They are the diehards.
Balls to the wall kind of attitude.
All through medical school, I was still kind of the closet Whovian.
Yeah, we're just a normal couple. We just got
I
married
know
2 years
her.
ago.
Huh.
As I was writing that doctor, I was pouring myself into that character. I was pouring my experience of the doctor as a child, and all the wit and all the warmth and all that sort of love that the doctor has of humans. I was pouring into this character, and I was loving doing it. I was putting myself on the line there.
Someone wrote to me and said, "You got it the wrong way round."
Yeah.
Pedants. Don't you just love them?
My doctor, the 8th Doctor, has been mainly on audio all these years.
Right.
So I played the Doctor on the radio.
And you've been alive as a doctor, you've been alive for longer than any other doctor.
The longest and the shortest.
Yeah.
That's what they call me.
Hey there. Hey, I'm back. Oh, this is hard to find. And look at that. No sex, please. He's British.
No sex, please. He's Matthew Jacobs.
Yes, okay. The nature of obsessive zealot fandom is something I'm interested in.
Yeah, because there are people that's what they do.
Yeah.
All year round.
Exactly.
Every day.
And we're cogs in that wheel.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
So Doctor Who I Am is about one of the writers from the Whovian universe. And it just looked like there's honestly not that much stuff out this week for obvious spooky season reasons. But this seemed like a fun documentary. What do you think?
Oh yeah, cool to see a friend in there. Shout out to Laura with the Nerds of Color, one of the former editors I used to deal with over there. Good to see her involved with this. I know she is a humongous Doctor Who fan, so being involved with that had to be an icing on the cake moment for her. But yeah, I have a lot of deep cut Doctor Who fans. I've checked out a few here and there. I remember growing up living in Italy, and it being like a British character, and it coming over there and seeing the early iterations, whatever number Doctor Who that was back in the early 90s or late 80s, I guess. I remember a long lanky guy with a long, I always remember that scarf. That's what I remember the most is
Doctor 3.
So yeah, if that was the third Doctor, I don't know. But yeah, just being aware of it, not having too much knowledge, but just finding the characters interesting and thinking I was like finally going to give it a little bit more time to get more into it, but just getting too much wrapped up with Marvel superheroes and just, there's a lot of content there that it was just kind of hard to, if I'm choosing, I went the superhero route than the Doctor Who route. So, but yeah, no shame, no knock on anybody who's fans of what they love. I love people that, if that's what you love it, and then talking to people that are passionate about it as they describe it and try to get you involved with it. Because I've heard it like, man, you should get down with it. And like, okay, yeah, it does sound interesting. But just when it came for me, I just never got around to it. But I love hearing the passion that people have for things that they love. And I think it's beautiful. So shout out to Doctor Who fans that get this content to enjoy.
Sweet. And I think this is, I might be wrong. I think it will be on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
It's either Amazon Prime or Netflix or one of those many streaming services. I apologize. I did not look at it.
I'll probably check this. I probably will check out this doc before the actual episodes, just because I always find that interesting. I like documentaries and finding out what people feel about something.
There's something really special about the sci-fi and the comic con like documentaries. There's something just special about them because you truly see passion. Like it's real passion and love. Like have you ever seen For the Love of Spock?
No, but I wanted to watch that too. I remember seeing like the trailer and bits and pieces of it, but not having sat down to it.
My husband refused to let me go to see it in the theaters because I was going to be a crying puddle of a mess. I got through about half of it without crying. But it's always fun to watch that because you see the passion, you see the love, and that's what you already see here. We saw like 2.5 minutes of it, and it was just nothing but love. So That is my third pick, Number Dose. This one arrives on Hulu October 14th.
The greatest love story ever told.
Romeo.
Sweet Juliet.
Was missing a chapter. Mine.
Son of a... No, get up, you lazy cow.
I have cholera.
You do not have cholera.
You don't understand. They were being all gross, and he was saying things to her that he just said to me. 3 days ago.
Yes.
3, nurse.
I got this feeling on the summer day when you were gone.
So you're gonna break them up?
Of course I am. Romeo and Juliet. Doesn't even sound right.
You want my help with this?
We just need to stop a wedding. My boyfriend is about to make the biggest mistake of his life.
Hang on a second. It's your boyfriend's wedding. Ouch.
Blow me.
Rosaline, I met a boy.
Let me guess. Romeo Montague, isn't it?
Howdy.
Everybody knows Romeo Montague. But Juliet, why settle down with just one man when you can sample at the buffet of life? Who wants to buy us some drinks?
All this time, you just wanted to steal my boyfriend.
I wasn't trying to steal him back. There's a difference.
I just wonder if all this drama is adding to the attraction.
I'm going to fake my own death. I'll drink this potion. I don't look like I'm dead.
That is quite possibly the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Did you drink it already?
Oh, Juliet!
Yo, okay. I know you can't say much.
You can't say much.
You're gonna give a review for the channel, but I hadn't seen anything yet. I have the screener as well. I may have to see it now since I'm blessed to have the screener, but everybody else, go check this out. I think this is a great pick. From just seeing that would provoke me to, if I didn't already have the screener, to like, okay, I'll check it out as soon as it drops on Hulu on Friday. But because I have the screener, I'm gonna watch it today, y'all, because that looked awesome.
Well, I can always go back and not put up my review if you want to talk about it with me.
Nah, go ahead. But that looks amazing. I love the comedy there. I love what we already know about Romeo and Juliet and just flipping it. I love how they've inserted this additional character to give this other sidebar story that makes things fresh again, you know, where we have all these contrived stories. You know, we've had so many Romeo and Juliets. Give me something different with it. And they did. And I'm all in. I love it.
Yeah, it's you're also a child of the theater.
Yes.
So you understand where it hit those good spots. Okay. I have already talked about it on the social medias. You can find it. You can find my reviews there. But our official review as of recording will drop tomorrow, or my official review, because not ours. But my official review will drop tomorrow when the embargo goes up. But I can say that it's probably exactly what you think it is.
Okay. I'm all in. It looks as long as it looks fun. And if it looks fun and you're saying it's appearing that way, then there we go. Yeah, let's go. Let's go all in. Let's have fun.
You should watch everything and anything with Minnie Driver in it.
Oh yeah. Shout out to her too. Good seeing that in there, man. Nah, that put a smile on my face. That I wasn't sure what to expect. I thought it was gonna be like one of those, you know, another little kitty kind of similar, but no, it seemed fresh, or at least had some attitude to it, which I'm all about. Like, yeah.
Since this video will definitely drop on Tuesdays, just usually when you drop them. I will say this: go watch my review. It's a huge mess, but that's because I don't do very well on my own. I'm trying to do better. But what I will say is that my husband was kind of like you. He was just like, I don't know if I'm going to care for this, and he's eating his words now. So
hey, all right, hell yeah. Okay, John, there we go. All right, let's end this before we get in trouble, because we don't want to mess up the embargoes.
Just drop this after 10 a.m. our time. All right, last but certainly not least, and I do need to go get my stuff from your house so that I can celebrate in style. Let's talk about how Halloween is finally coming to an end.
It's been 4 years since Michael Myers vanished without a trace.
Hello.
I was certain that I saw him watching me.
You pretend like you moved on, but you're actually just obsessed with death.
What are you gonna do when Michael comes back for you? Because he is coming.
But this time, something feels different. He's more dangerous. He killed my daughter. But tonight, I will kill him. Come and get me. Maybe the only way he can die is if I die too. It all ends now. You came here to kill me, so do it.
All right. There we go. How is it finally going to end?
I mean, we know how it's going to end. Or do we?
Or do we?
What are your thoughts? How are you going to be celebrating the end to one of the biggest horror franchises in all of history?
I don't know. I thought it was going to be the ending on that last he should have been dead in Halloween Kills. Like,
yeah,
just the whole town finally went to town on him. Like,
then he killed everybody.
I don't know how to feel about it anymore. It's like, in one hand, I love just like this relentless killer, but then there's just so many times that I don't know. I'm like, I feel some kind of way about it. Like, I feel like it overstayed its welcome in certain ways. Like the initial film was good, right? And then we got a second, but then some of them went off. Then we came back to this franchise and was cool. We're finally gonna talk, but then it just, I don't know. It feels the creative in me is like, how are we keeping this going? And it just keeps on going. And is it godlike powers, like spirit realm? Like, how does this? I don't know. I don't understand it, if you will.
Okay.
And I can understand the money marketing theme. Let's franchise. Who wouldn't want to be on the other end of this money making franchise, right?
Mm-hmm.
But story wise, how do you just prolong this characters and you kill the daughter, and then now Jamie Lee's gonna finally be done with it after this? How her story's gonna finalize out, and will I be happy with it? But is she going to kill herself in return? The seeds that we got from the trailer. Like, I think I have to kill myself in order to do it. Like, I don't know. And if she's gonna die, then you better let him die too. That's, I guess, how I'm feeling, because that's what is being mentioned. If you mention that, then that's gonna be it. And if she's not gonna return to it, then let it die. Then let's not bring it back anymore. Like, let this be the end of the chapter. Like, don't shortchange me on her character and this character that have been coming in after each other for 6 films, if you will, right? For this particular storyline franchise, outside of the spinoffs, right? Let this end right here in this way, I guess. I want the original characterization and the story to be honored in that respect, if you will. What do you think?
I mean,
or do you see where I'm coming from?
Well, no, absolutely. There is a theme of actors who are aging, and I'm saying this as Jamie Lee looks phenomenal. If I could look like her if I could look at her like her at any age, I would be. She's just gorgeous. But it's one of those, as these actors are aging, the one thing that they really want to see is they want to see the finale of their characters. You know, you've got Harrison Fords, you got your Jamie Lees, we got those who just, they're like, kill off the franchise. We don't need to do more. And in theory, that's what they're saying with Halloween Ends, is they're saying, we're done. Michael Myers is done. You need to stop with this franchise, you know, finish it. And then if the sad thing is that once everyone passes away, no matter where you are, that's when we're going to see it again. But in theory, this is the end. And it's really exciting for Halloween and horror fans alike to be just, we get a true ending. And a lot of horror films in general, we don't get that. It's purposely, they do not have an ending. So having the concept of an ending to finalize is just incredible. So
yeah, that's what I want with this, like, because they didn't do it the last go round. Like, again, yeah, I already said they kept on prolonging it, so I want a real ending to these characters that we followed and loved for so long, you know. So I'll be tuning in. Peacock, I'll be enjoying.
I need to see if this week if I can stop by and get my Halloween Kill stuff that you're holding for me so that I can celebrate, because my husband and I, we're going to do the full gambit of the original films, of the actual sequential films.
Oh,
not of the, we're not going to do all the extra ones. We're just going to do the regular films. We're going to do a full
binge fest.
Their marathon on Thursday into the release and on streaming, and we're really excited. Yay, Jamie Lee. Jamie Lee is a One Piece fan just like we are, so like support a mama bear where she is, and she's also incredibly supportive of the trans community because her son is trans. So I can never remember if she has a son or a daughter. I apologize. But support a mama bear who wants to see her story come to an end. So with that, we have one more big important shout out, but I'm going to hand it over to Kuya P.
Oh, we do? Oh, we do. All right. Yeah, that's right. I was thinking we were doing something different, but all right, I'm with it. Y'all, if you live in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, or if you live elsewhere, my film for the DC, Maryland, Virginia Cats will be showing at the Regal Kingstown in Springfield, Virginia. Lumpia with a Vengeance. I am the writer on the continuing adventures in the comic book form called The Legendary Lumpia Squad, which will lead into the third film of the franchise. But before we get there, you need to see where it all started with Lumpia with a Vengeance. So if you live in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, please head out to Regal Kingstown or head over to Fandango, buy your tickets, check out the film. But also, if you don't live in our area, for those that are outside of our area, head over to lumpiamovie.com. It is playing in limited theaters around the country. So find out where, if it is, and if it's in your city or city nearby, so you can check it out. I greatly appreciate it. But I guess we're going to do a reaction to it right now.
Well, we can save the reaction to a separate one. It's just, I wanted to make sure we got that shout out.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go ahead and include it in this episode. Let's let the people see it that are watching this, and then we'll do maybe something else outside of it. All right, Heather, let's see your reaction, because I don't think you've ever saw the trailer to this thing I've been involved with for so long.
No, I don't think I have. I do not think I have.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. Here we go. Lumpia with a Vengeance.
Kamusta kababayan ko, all my sexy panoys and panais.
Welcome to Fogtown, where over 60% of the population is Filipino.
Can you confirm that the restaurant incident is the work of the so-called Taquito Man?
What? This is the taquito everyone is talking about? It's not a taquito.
It's Lumpia, the Filipino egg roll. The motives of the Lumpia Man are still unknown.
Lumpia Man knows we're selling out Fogtown High.
What'd I tell you about these kids? Love that and love that.
Your sniper took down the mayor as planned.
My henchmen are trained to be 100% efficient.
Is that the egg roll man?
No, it ain't him.
Go! Hey, you can't eat that. Remember me? You're my hero.
Now's not the time to change the plan.
What plan?
What the?
guy.
It's too Filipino.
It's like soy sauce and salsa getting messy.
Armor together in harmony. Screw your mama's wedding. Fight the bully. You're all wrong. It's all because of this damn Lumpia man.
It took this long for me to find you. I'm not about to lose you, baby. You can be sure I love you forever.
No more! Fogtown will remember me! Taquito Boy!
All right, there you go. Boom, boom, boom. The insanity, so Filipino. I like to describe it as like 60s Adam West Batman, but make him Filipino, set in modern times. And you have a crazy cast of characters. And there's bad guys that are putting drugs into taquitos and lumpia. And and so hilarity ensues. It's a film for everybody, I'd like to say. Food, family, and fun.
Well, that just made me really hungry, to be honest.
And very hungry. So we had a lot of fun with this. As you see, Danny Trejo, Machete is in there, one of our villains. Katrina Demarajan, Miss Universe Philippines Tourism is there as Gemini. Mark Munoz is our Kuya, aka Lumpia Man. Ate, played by April Absinthe, who's on Blind Spotting on Showtime. Amazing cast, amazing team. My collaborator on Lumpia Squad, who is the creator, director of it, Patricio Janelsa, directed all the Black Eyed Peas videos. One of the OG Philam directors working on the debut with the Bosco brothers. Also, we saw some Bosco brothers in this. We have them in here in this film as well. Just the Filipino creative community really got together to make this happen. This got funded through a Kickstarter campaign to make it also happen. And now is reaching a larger audience. We debuted at they toured the festival circuit and then debuted it at San Diego Comic-Con. First Filipino American film to debut at San Diego Comic-Con. We also premiered my comic book associated with that. We had we had screenings all over the place, and we're covered by the Golden Globes, networks over in the Philippines, everybody, Variety, Deadline, everybody's been showing us love. So it's been a crazy CNN. Yeah, there's some spots on CNN recently. So it's insanely busy time for me right now as a Filipino creative, but it's truly an honor to work with a bunch of other amazing creatives to just tell our own story, write our story. If Hollywood ain't gonna fund it, we're making it happen on our own right now, and got it out there through Regal, Fandango, and hopefully an even larger distribution run after this. But thank you, Heather, for the time and helping spread the word on this.
I have no time given. You deserve it. It's your time. Yeah. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's got a fun cast. And this is the second film, right?
Yeah, but it's the film that really kicks it off. There's the original Lumpia movie that came out eons ago. You don't have to see it to love and understand this. This is totally standalone. It kind of begins here, but it is a part two. And there's nods to the original in this film. So I would say if you did see that, you'd get a deeper appreciation for the story, but you don't have to see it to know and love and just kind of go with this storyline. But yeah, because the amazing story behind that film was Patricio, my collaborator. He was a young filmmaker in high school, had the home video camera, and just made movies with his friends. And after doing that, he then went to USC, one of the biggest film schools, and met a bunch of other film friends there, Filipino community, found out about these videos, took that footage and turned it into an actual story, and which became the original Lumpia movie. So it's just a collaboration. And then they added some additional content to kind of seamline it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they toured the festival circuit with it and was like a indie film darling in the film circuit. And so that was the original Lumpia movie. And so those basic concepts and storyline continues into Lumpia with a Vengeance that they hint at in here. But again, because a lot of people like, oh, this was a part two, and you talk about part three. Yeah, because what's crazy about it, the Philam community knows about it, because I'm being a filmmaker for the longest and being a Filipino filmmaker. I was aware because I had heard about this you hear about a film called Lumpia, you're like, what? That alone just kind of surprised because we are all connected by food, but just how it did well as a independent Filipino American film, which are very few and far between, and that it did well festival circuit. And then eons going forward, Kickstarter comes out, people get on Kickstarter to fund their projects, and now they kind of take some of that story, turn it into this, and now push it forward. Comic books are out there with it. Your boy gets involved with them and starts getting down with the comic books. And now, as per San Diego, we're going to make a third film that I will now be on as well. And it's just been an insane journey, and just the community coming together to just, again, write our stories. And that's been a beautiful and fulfilling thing.
Well, congratulations. Congratulations to the entire team. Once again, for those of you in the Washington, D.C. metro area, definitely take a look. I believe you have, it's all of the screenings are on the website. So
yes, head over lumpiamovie.com.
So definitely check it out. Definitely a top pick. And if you've never tried Lumpia before, oh my God, they are so good. I have a coworker at the day job. She makes them fresh when we do potlucks, and oh my God, if you've never tried Lumpia, try them. So good.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you, Heather. So yeah, you finally saw some of the insanity that we're involved with. But it's cool to have a friend that, sees what I'm when other friends that I know that know me see what I'm involved with. It's kind of cool. So I appreciate you checking it out.
Absolutely. All right. Tell them where they can find you in all the other ways.
All right. Want to talk all about Lumpia and everything else? Hit me up at the Legend Kuya P on Twitter, TikTok, and IG. And of course, here with Heather and the whole squad at the NRW and at Release Wednesday, where nerds rule the world.
You can find me and talk about anything horror movie over at Nerd is a Heather on Twitter and at Heather is a Nerd on TikTok and Instagram. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.